Hello, and welcome to another episode of AppSec Decoded. I'm Taylor Armerding, security advocate for the Synopsys Software Integrity Group. And as you can probably hear from the chaos that's building here in the South Exhibit Hall, we're coming to you from the 2022 RSA conference in San Francisco. But we're here to talk about what else? Decoding AppSec. And today that means talking about an acronym that if you're not familiar with it, you should be familiar with it, and we're going to help you become familiar with it. It's application security, orchestration, and correlation. And joining me to talk about it is Anita D'Amico. She is Vice President of Products with the Synopsys Software Integrity Group, and she is former CEO of Code DX, which joined Synopsys last year. Anita, thank you for taking the time to be here. So let's start with the fundamental. There's been a lot of buzz about ASOC solutions, ASOC solutions in the AppSec market. What does that term mean?
Sure. Well, ASOC stands for Application Security, Orchestration, and Correlation. It's a term that was coined by Gartner about 2018. And they coined it to describe a set of solutions that add value on top of other application security testing tools. So the AS stands for AppSec, the O stands for orchestration, and the C stands for correlation. Orchestration refers to the automatic configuring and running of application security tools to fit right into your DevSecOps pipeline. And the correlation refers to bringing together the results of all different types of AppSec testing techniques, automated scanners, as well as manual testing techniques into one place. And that's what ASOC stands for.
You've said, and I've heard you say, that a good ASOC solution summarizes or provides 5 major capabilities. Could you briefly summarize each one?
Sure. The 5 are orchestration, correlation, prioritization, remediation, and risk visibility. So let's take that apart. Orchestration refers to the automatically configuring and running the application security testing tools for you. It's picking the right tool and running it at the right time, ideally in your DevOps pipeline. Correlation is a little more complicated. There are a lot of AppSec testing tools out there, and we all know that there's no single tool that finds all the vulnerabilities, so you have to run a lot of different tools. But each one puts out its results in a different format and with different severity ratings. What the correlation part of an ASOC tool does is it grabs all the results from all those different application security testing tools and correlates them, normalizes them into a common nomenclature, and then combines the results to show you a unified set of results. So that's the second thing. The third thing is prioritization. So now you have thousands of results from your AppSec testing tools and manuals reviews, and you have to prioritize to figure out which ones to fix first. An ASOC tool will help to automate that process for you, and it identifies the issues that you need to fix first. And then there's remediation. The ASOC solution will interface directly to an issue tracker like Jira. It'll take the results that are considered the most important to fix first. It'll assign them to the developers inside the Jira tracker, and it will also ship remediation guidance. And it actually tracks the remediation to find out whether or not the developers fixed it or not. And then finally, it's risk visibility. An ASOC solution provides you with a platform where you can see everything that has happened in your AppSec process, and you can see what the risks are to each of your software applications and whether those risks are from source code problems or open source problems or something else.
And my understanding is it doesn't overwhelm developers with notifications. As you said, in prioritization, they don't have 1,000 pieces of noise coming at them all the time. Is that?
That's right. And an ASOC solution reduces the amount of noise in several ways. First of all, it's correlating the results from multiple sensors. And when you correlate that, you're going to find certain results that are duplicates of others. So it deduplicates. So it's squishing the error out. That's the first thing that it does. And then it uses policy filters. A good ASOC platform will have policy filters in it where it can screen the issues and say these are the ones that need to be checked because they are the ones that are consistent with our security policy. And finally, a really sophisticated type of ASOC platform will also use machine learning. So for example, a good ASOC platform will observe what the human analyst is doing in terms of triaging the results, and then it will apply an algorithm to that to automate that process. So it reduces the amount that people have to look at manually.
Something for developers to give thanks for.
And the security team as well.
Yeah. So finally, you've also said ASOC can be a security executive's best friend. I like that, because it can help answer fundamental questions in the boardroom. What are those questions, and how does ASOC help to answer them?
Well, application security is a very complicated process. And it's not the kind of thing that most executives understand easily. And they're not going to go down to the code level to try and figure out what the risks are. But the board and CIOs and CISOs need to understand what the risks are and what we're doing about it. So let's say there is a major software vulnerability, and your CISO or your CIO is going up to the board and they have to explain what happened. The board wants to know three things. Was the software tested? What was found? And was it fixed? They seem like three very simple questions to answer. But AppSec is very complicated. Trying to get the answers to those three things is very difficult. But if you have an ASOC platform that provides you a system of record that catalogs everything that's been done, then you know the answer to the question, was the software tested? Because you orchestrated the tests. It's logged. What was found? You know what was found. In fact, you know what all of the sensors were found because you correlated and prioritized the results. And then finally, was it fixed? Absolutely, the ASOC system can give you the answer to that question because it's tracked the remediation process.
We have been talking about application security orchestration and correlation with Anita D'Amico. We're going to leave it there. Once again, this is AppSec Decoded. My name is Taylor Armerding from the Synopsys Software Integrity Group, where we help organizations to build trust into their software.